They say time heals all wounds. They lied. Time doesn't heal anything. It just teaches you how to bleed in silence. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? That hollowness in your chest that never quite goes away. That numbness that feels more familiar than joy ever did. You didn't choose this. Nobody wakes up and decides to become a broken version of themselves. But here you are, standing in the wreckage of everything you used to be, wondering if anyone would even recognize the person you were before the world decided to use you as its punching bag. Let me tell you something about trauma. It doesn't just hurt you once and leave. It moves into your bones. It rewires your brain. It changes the architecture of how you see reality. And the cruelest part, nobody can see it. You walk around with wounds that never show up on X-rays, carrying weight that doesn't register on any scale. People look at you and see someone who survived. They don't see the part of you that died in the process. They don't see the ghost you've become in your own life. You've endured too much. I'm not here to sugarcoat it or tell you it made you stronger in some Disney fairy tale kind of way. You've been broken in ways that don't mend. You've seen darkness that most people only experience in nightmares. And now you're different. Fundamentally, irreversibly different. Your nervous system is a tripwire. Your trust is extinct. Your capacity for genuine connection feels like a language you used to speak, but can't quite remember anymore. Here's what they don't tell you about surviving repeated trauma. It's not one event. It's not one bad day that you bounce back from. It's layers. It's years. It's betrayal after betrayal, loss after loss, until your soul develops calluses so thick you forget what it felt like to be soft. You become a master of compartmentalization. You learn to function while falling apart. You smile at work while your insides are screaming. You show up. You perform. You pretend, because nobody wants to hear about your darkness. Nobody wants to sit with your pain. So you bury it. You bury it so deep you almost convince yourself it's gone. But it's not gone, is it? It's there, in the 3 a.m. panic attacks, in the way you flinch at raised voices, in how you scan every room for exits, in the way you sabotage anything good before it can hurt you first, in how you've turned yourself into a fortress with walls so high, even you can't climb out anymore. You've survived so much that survival itself became your identity. And now you don't know who you are without the suffering. The psychology of someone who's endured too much trauma is the psychology of a war veteran who never left the battlefield. Your body doesn't know the war is over. Your brain is still in survival mode, running on outdated threat detection software that sees danger in every shadow, every silence, every unexpected knock at the door. You're hypervigilant to the point of exhaustion. You're so used to waiting for the other shoe to drop that you can't enjoy the moment your feet touch the ground. Peace feels suspicious. Calm feels like the quiet before the storm. So you stay ready, always braced for impact. And here's the part that destroys you slowly. You start to believe you deserve it. Not consciously, not in a way you'd ever admit out loud. But somewhere in the twisted logic of repeated trauma, your brain starts to normalize the pain. It becomes your baseline. You don't know how to exist without chaos anymore, so you create it. You pick fights. You push people away. You make decisions that guarantee you'll suffer. Because suffering is the only thing that feels like home. You've been conditioned to expect disaster. So when life offers you something good, your nervous system rejects it, like a bad organ transplant. Let me paint you a picture of what happens inside your brain when trauma becomes your reality. Your amygdala, that primitive alarm system in your skull, gets stuck in overdrive. It's screaming at you constantly. Every stranger is a threat. Every vulnerability is a trap. Every moment of happiness is a setup for inevitable devastation. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that's supposed to help you think rationally and plan for the future, gets hijacked. It's too busy managing immediate survival to worry about long-term thriving. You stop dreaming. You stop planning. You stop hoping. Because hope is a luxury you can't afford. When you're just trying to make it through the day without shattering, your relationships become collateral damage. You either cling to people with a desperation that suffocates them, or you keep them at arm's length where they can't hurt you. You test them. You push them. You wait for them to prove what you already know. That everyone leaves, everyone lies, everyone hurts you eventually. And when they finally do leave, because your fear becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, you feel vindicated in your belief that you were right to never trust anyone in the first place. You collect evidence of your unworthiness, like a prosecutor building a case against yourself. You develop this strange relationship with pain. It becomes predictable, reliable. You know how to navigate suffering because you've lived there for so long. Joy, on the other hand, feels foreign, dangerous even, because you know from experience that the higher you rise, the harder you fall. So you stay low, you stay small. You build your life in the basement of your potential, because at least down there, the drop can't kill you. You mistake this for wisdom. You call it being realistic, but really, it's just your trauma making decisions for you, keeping you locked in a prison where it holds all the keys. And the exhaustion. God, the exhaustion, not the kind that sleep fixes. The kind that lives in your marrow. The kind that comes from being your own bodyguard 24/7. From never letting your guard down. From carrying the weight of everything you've survived like Phalite. A backpack full of stones that gets heavier with every step, but you can't put down because you've forgotten what it feels like to walk without it. You're tired of fighting, tired of surviving, tired of being strong, but you can't stop, because stopping feels like dying. People who haven't lived through what you've lived through, they give you advice. They tell you to let it go, to forgive, to move on, as if trauma is a choice, as if you're holding on to pain because you enjoy it. They don't understand that you're not holding on to anything. It's holding on to you. It's carved into your neural pathways. It's written in your body's memory. It's the ghost that haunts every decision, every reaction, every moment of your life. You can't just decide to be over it. That's not how this works. Here's what happens when you've endured too much. You split, not in the clinical dissociative disorder way, necessarily, though sometimes that too. But you split into the version of yourself that shows up in the world, and the version that's still trapped in every moment that broke you. There's the you that goes to work, pays bills, makes small talk. And then there's the you that's still that terrified kid, that betrayed lover, that abandoned soul, screaming into a void that never echoes back. You learn to operate from the first version, while the second version bleeds out quietly in the background. You become fluent in masking. You learn which emotions are acceptable and which ones make people uncomfortable. You learn to laugh at the right moments, to nod along, to say you're fine when you're fracturing. You become a performance of normalcy, while your interior world is a war zone. And the worst part, you get so good at it that people believe you. They think you're okay. They think you've healed. And you let them believe it, because explaining the truth would require them to sit in a darkness they're not equipped to handle. The body keeps the score, they say. Your trauma lives in your tissues, in your tight jaw, in your clenched fists, in your shallow breathing, in your chronic pain that doctors can't explain. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. It holds the imprint of every violation, every loss, every moment you had to swallow your screams. And it manifests in ways that confuse you, in physical symptoms that have no medical cause, in illnesses that bloom from stress, in a nervous system so dysregulated that it attacks itself. You stop recognizing yourself in the mirror sometimes. The person looking back at you has your face but different eyes, older eyes, haunted eyes, eyes that have seen too much and can't unsee it. You wonder where that bright-eyed version of yourself went, the one who believed in people, the one who expected good things, the one who didn't calculate risk in every interaction. That person feels like a stranger now, a naive fool who didn't know what the world was really capable of. And you don't know if you want that innocence back, or if you're glad you lost it. This is your reality. This is what it means to have endured too much. You're not broken in a way that can be fixed with positive thinking, or self-help books, or well-meaning advice from people who've never stood where you're standing. You're fundamentally altered. The question isn't whether you can go back to who you were before. You can't. That person is dead. The question is what you do with who you've become. How you navigate a world that doesn't understand your particular brand of survival. How you find meaning in a life that's already taken so much from you. How you build something from the ashes when you're not even sure you remember what you're supposed to be building toward.